It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day.
Today we have on a very special guest, Tommy Piro. He's a seminarian, and he's his special Catholic celebrity. Who is your Catholic celebrity today, Tom? Wait, do you go like Tom or Tommy?
Tom.
Okay,
for videos
Tom.
like this, yeah, Tom.
Okay, perfect. Because like Jean and Karen call you Tommy.
Yeah, they all call me Tommy, and then.
Okay, Tom. Good to know. Today we have Tom Piro. So, who are you going to be talking about today?
I'll be talking about the great Archbishop Fulton Sheen.
Love that. So I'm very excited. I got to do some research on him. Sounds like a very fascinating man. Okay, so question number 1. You ready?
Sure.
Okay, first tell us a little bit about you. What
about
is
me?
Yeah, what is Tom's life like outside of St. Joe's?
Yeah, so I'm 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a small town called Irma, but most people have never heard of this town, Irma.
Until I met you, I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, most people have never heard about it unless they live in the southern part of Cape May County. So Irma is right around Wildwood and Cape May.
Mm-hmm.
But I always joke with people saying, I sleep in Irma, but I live in Wildwood. So I grew up going to St. Anne's Regional School. I entered, all my siblings and I'm the youngest of 4.
Yeah.
I have 2 older sisters and 1 older brother. And we all went to St. Anne's Regional School. And when I was in 6th grade, I started going to Cape Trinity Catholic after the merge with Our Lady Star of the Sea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then after graduating from Cape Trinity, I went to Wildwood Catholic. I did 4 years there, and I loved it. And then at the end of my time at Wildwood Catholic, I decided to enter the seminary.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah, so I entered St. Andrew's College Seminary at Seton Hall University when I was 18.
Seton Hall's up north, right? It's in Jersey.
Yeah, so it's right by Newark.
There's also a seminary with St. Joe's, isn't there?
St. Joseph's in Yonkers, New York?
No, out by Philly.
Oh, that's St. Charles.
Oh, St. Charles,
Seminary,
okay.
Which is right down the street from St. Joseph's University.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's why I got them confused. Okay, so just to clear up, you're in Jersey, right?
Yeah, so I was in New Jersey at Seton Hall, yes.
Okay.
It's right outside of the city of Newark.
Oh, nice.
So it's all the way up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never realized how far Jersey is until you drive to.
Yeah.
Like, because you go, like, Jersey goes past New York City a little bit, doesn't it? I'm
not too sure. Maybe with the top of the state going up. Yes, probably.
Yeah, so it's just funny because my brother went to, or is still in school. He's on break right now, but he goes to school in Vermont.
Oh, wow.
So when we're driving up there, we like get way up there and then we kind of bypass New York City by going through New York State. And it just takes forever.
Yeah. So because the drive for me was about 2 hours, 15 minutes to Seton Hall University.
Yeah.
But then I graduated from there in 2021.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. And then
I like that you had to like think about that. That would totally be me too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not very good with dates. People earlier today, I saw somebody in the parish office and they're like, "How old are you?" I'm like, "That's a great question. I gotta think about that."
Yep, literally. My birthday was yesterday. My doctor.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you. I had a doctor's appointment. My doctor was like, "So, how old are you?" I'm like, I think I'm 26. She was like, "Wow." I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm bad at remembering my age."
Yeah, but then after graduating from Seton Hall University, I was sent to St. Joseph's Seminary in Yonkers, New York.
Oh, so you're not in Jersey anymore?
Not anymore.
Oof.
So now I'm right outside of the Bronx.
How far is that drive for you?
It's actually not that bad. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes without traffic.
Okay.
3 hours with a little bit of traffic.
How do you get into New York that way? Do you like go through the Lincoln Tunnel or whatever?
So I go through the George Washington Bridge.
Okay. I'm familiar with that bridge.
Yeah. The seminary is great because it's only a 10-minute drive. Once you get over the bridge, it's only 10 minutes away.
That's awesome.
Like the first exit's right away. As soon as you get over the bridge, you take the Henry Hudson and go all the way over to the Cross County, and then you're in Yonkers. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Sounds like you're growing up was nice. Now you're in the seminary.
So now I'm in my 6th year of seminary.
How many years, refresh my memory, how many years until you are like officially a priest?
2.5, God willing.
Oh my God, you're so close.
I know, I'm very close.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
I remember entering thinking, I'm never going to make it to theology.
I've heard it's a journey for sure.
It is a journey, but it goes by very quick. And you meet a lot of men along the way. Mm-hmm. Being at Seton Hall University was a blessing because I was able to have a regular college life as
Yeah.
well with it.
That's awesome. I
Mhm.
love that. Okay, so you're ready for question 2?
Sure thing.
Okay. What was your first impression when you first heard about Fulton Sheen?
Yeah, so I actually was introduced to Fulton Sheen when I was in high school.
Oh, cool.
So in my vocation story, I kind of kept the priesthood to myself. I never really
Mhm.
shared it. Like I was never
Open.
outspoken.
Yeah.
Like I never told people, oh, I'm discerning the priesthood.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is I would just YouTube things about priesthood, things about the church.
Yeah.
And I came across this archbishop from the 50s and 60s, Fulton Sheen.
Yeah.
And just watching his videos, his lectures, his
Uh-huh.
talks that he used to give on television, just about the faith, just really captured me. And he was a great speaker.
Yeah.
He's a great public speaker. He was
Yeah.
great on television. And he just attracted me. Like I was
Yeah.
pulled into him.
You were drawn to him.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So just-
love that. And for like that's how I kind of learn about different people in faith is
Yeah.
Googling and YouTubing and
Exactly. And
it's so like we're it's a blessing and a curse to have the internet nowadays.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
you can spend a lot of time watching YouTube shorts.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's
or
the
like
danger.
Instagram Reels or
Yeah, exactly.
TikToks or it all.
Yeah, it didn't really help me too much during finals week. Last week when I
No, I'm sure it did not. I love how how into communications Fulton Sheen was. Like learning that was so cool because that was not my major in college. My major was social work, and then I switched to general studies. But like now, for me at my age, if I ever went back to college, it would probably be for communications or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely loved public speaking. I mean, I got myself nervous sometimes, but overall, I loved it and was all about that vibe. Yeah. So Fulton Sheen was really fascinating to me because he was all about that style of.
Oh yeah, Fulton Sheen was the greatest thing that really attracted me. I think to Fulton Sheen was he was so clear in the way that he spoke. He was very human. Like he opens up with a joke, and he's covering these great topics in detail, but keeping it on the level that people who are watching television, a family in the 50s and 60s, they can follow along with them. Yeah. They can learn something about the faith, something about God, and bring it to them. And he was watched by not just Catholics, but Protestants, atheists. They all tuned in.
I love that.
Fulton Sheen.
So he was the pre-live mass COVID pandemic.
Yeah, so actually there is a video of a midnight mass, midnight mass from I think the 50s or 40s, and it's Monsignor Fulton Sheen commenting on what's going on during the mass.
God, that's so funny.
Yeah, and I never knew that, but when I came across that, I was like, wow, that's pretty. He's going into detail about the mass, saying at this point the priest is washing his hands to show how he's being washed away before the sacrifice. His sins are being washed away.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was. Yeah, he's a great educator. He was very clear in teaching.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. Question number 3. When I was doing research, I found that Fulton was a very fascinating bishop. For example, the communication aspect, the YouTube videos, the everything. What made you pick him?
What made me pick him was really his example of priesthood. So, as I said, I came across him when I was in high school. Then when I entered seminary, about my second year of seminary, I read his book, The Priest is Not His Own. So it's kind of his reflections and theology of the priesthood. And I think that title really captures what it was. The priest is not his own.
That's deep. I love that.
And in the first page of the book, if I can recall, it's one of the very first things he writes. He says, it's easier to offer somebody else's life than your own, just as it's easier to spend somebody else's money than your own.
Oh my God, you're right.
Oh yeah, and
that is so true. Especially now with Christmas being this weekend, it's so not easy, but you go through for me anyway for buying gifts for everyone. You forget how not the meaning, but I kind of a few times have lost touch with the fact that we're not doing this to give gifts. We're doing this for Jesus and for
exactly. Yeah, that's what Fulton Sheen really highlights is you're laying down your life. So during the ordination rite, there is a part of the rite where those who are being ordained fall down on the floor. They fall during the litany of the saints.
Oh my gosh.
And that's kind of that idea of they're giving themselves over to the church and that they're dying to themselves.
That's, wow, deep.
Yeah, and
One word, deep.
oh, absolutely. And Fulton Sheen was great at that. He
Yeah.
was so great at going into details.
Yeah,
like that,
and,
going
like-
so deep into a topic,
Yeah.
but keeping people with it.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
not losing their focus, which I feel like as a priest or like bishop even is so important because
Hmm.
there are many priests that I've sat through their masses and you just lose track of like what their homilies about, what they're talking
Yeah.
about. And yeah, I mean not a bad way, but just in like, wow, what, why?
Mhm. Yeah, it's very true. But also Fulton Sheen, the other great thing that attracted me to him was his holiness.
Yeah.
So one of his big things is he promoted what we call now the holy hour.
Mm-hmm.
So in the seminary, they actually teach us how to do a holy hour. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like an expectation where you
Mhm.
spend 1 hour a day, preferably in the morning, just in complete prayer,
Oh, I love that.
in front of the Blessed Sacrament. And Fulton Sheen is the one that really made that popular.
Like initiated it.
Yeah, so Bishop Robert Barron actually talks about this because Fulton Sheen was a great inspiration for him, obviously with communication and everything. But Bishop Barron said when he was in seminary, so you're going back to like the 80s, 70s, if you asked a seminarian, did you do your holy hour? They'd be like, what's that?
Wow.
Because it wasn't like you still said your
Yeah.
prayers and everything, but there was not this concept of you're going to the chapel for an
Yeah.
hour of your time.
To go pray
Yeah.
and be holy and pray the Bible. Wow.
But then the generation, the John Paul II generation, as Bishop Barron calls them,
Mm-hmm.
fell in love with Fulton Sheen. And that's something that he
Oh.
promoted. Whenever
He
did-
like made it more a thing.
he made it popular.
Yeah. I
So-
love that. That's
Mhm.
so fascinating. Yeah.
So now it's interesting to see how like that has become part of the seminary expectation. That's
Yeah.
part of like your priest should be doing a holy
Yeah.
hour.
And like
Yeah.
like you just said, like Bishop Barron never would have done that when he was in seminary.
Exactly. And he was inspired by the seminarians when he was director of Mundelein
Wow.
Seminary. He said
That's
the
so
seminarians
cool.
inspired him to do this holy hour, see what it's about.
That's so cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, Bishop Barron is another really fascinating one. I don't know if you know Jen Morrow from the Catholic Star Herald. I
Mhm.
interviewed her on Bishop Barron back last spring, maybe, I don't know, something like that. And her like take on him was so like fascinating and
Mhm.
just like wow. So like he's another really good, fascinating bishop who like does a lot for our society.
No, yeah, he does. I think he really follows up with what Fulton Sheen wanted to
Yes, which
You
is
know.
great because his legacy lives on,
do. Mm-hmm.
even though he's sadly not with us anymore. Okay, question number 4. Is there a part of him that sticks out to you the most? For example, personality-wise, what impacts you?
Personality-wise is, I think, just that whole idea of how holy he was.
Yeah,
His dedication to prayer, like,
that
He's-
holy hour thing, man. I might have to
Exactly.
start doing that into like, what's that word? Putting that into my daily
yeah,
routine.
putting that into your
yeah.
routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Fulton Sheen was very faithful to it. He made that promise when he was ordained a priest.
Mhm.
He said, every day I will do a holy hour in front of
I
the Blessed
love
Sacrament.
And when did it really? You said after Pope John Paul II.
Yeah, during his time.
Okay.
Because also John Paul II's holiness
Yeah.
is also something that just attracted the youth.
Yes.
So John Paul II is also a great saint of the
Uh-huh.
church.
No, he
Mhm.
was another one of my favorites. No, I love Pope Francis. So Pope Francis is great. Okay,
Yes.
last questions. Have you learned any important life lessons from Fulton Sheen?
Yeah, I would say so. I think I covered them earlier, just that idea, like, what is the priest?
Yeah.
The priest acts in persona Christi. So he acts in the
Mhm.
person of Christ
Yeah.
when he celebrates the sacraments.
Mm-hmm.
And Fulton Sheen, in that book, The Priest is Not His Own, he actually describes the words of institution at Mass. He says, the priest is acting in persona Christi when he says, take this, all of you, and eat of it, for this is my body. But he says, secondarily, the priest himself is joining with those words of Christ.
Wow.
The priest is offering his body
Yeah.
for the church as well.
Wow.
So he's united.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that he's taught me is, God willing, when I'm ordained a priest,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this for the sake of the people,
Yeah.
to bring people to
definitely.
Christ and bring Christ to the people. That's really,
Tom,
for
I
me.
love that. That's so good because like I feel like not this is just all like things I've seen and like recognized. But I feel like there's a lot of pressure, not pressure, but like if you don't have that calling, you shouldn't force yourself to go do it because other people
yeah.
are telling you.
oh, absolutely.
And like if you had that calling, like that's amazing. I love
Mhm.
that for you. But
yeah,
no, well thanks.
that's actually one of the biggest things that you could always test a vocation with is if you're happy,
Mm-hmm.
you know you're living out your vocation. You know, that's
Yes.
part of it.
No, I
Mhm.
love that. That is a great life motto there. If you're happy, you're doing what you're doing. Great.
Mhm.
I love that. Well, thank you for coming on today,
Oh,
Tom.
thank
It
you
was
very
a
much.
pleasure, and you
This is great.
did a great job. I'm very
Oh, thank
proud of
you.
Thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
All right, take care.